Witr. Is witr separate from Qiyamul Layl / Tahajjud / Taraweeh? So, witr. Is witr a Quranic or Hadithi term? Yes or no? Yes or no? It's not in the Quran, it's in the Hadith. Witr is in the Hadith. The term witr is in the Hadith. Awtiru, pray the witr. And the Prophet ﷺ commanded or suggested us to pray the witr. And Abu Hurairah said, my Khalil commanded me to pray the witr before I go to sleep. So what is witr? Witr in the Hadith, listen to this carefully because a lot of people get confused. Witr in the Hadith generally is synonymous with Qiyamul Layl / Tahajjud. Why? Because witr is supposed to be the odd number that you pray at night. So the general term witr that's found, if you open up Sahih Bukhari, Sahih Muslim, any books of hadith, generally when you come across the term witr, the meaning of witr generally is that whole prayer. But it is also used sometimes to describe the last rak'ah or the last 3 rak'ahs of the Qiyamul Layl. Hence, the technical term and definition of witr as used in the books of fiqh has become those 3 rak'ahs. The technical. So there's a generic term witr, which is found in the hadith. Abu Hurairah said, the Prophet ﷺ told me to pray witr before I go to sleep. By witr, he doesn't mean the 3 rak'ah witr. He means Qiyamul Layl, which concludes with witr. Right? And we see this in the hadith, that sometimes the Prophet ﷺ prayed 5 rak'at witr, sometimes 7 rak'at witr, sometimes 9 rak'at witr. By witr here, we don't mean what we think of the witr, that 1 rak'ah. This is the tahajjud, he's praying in chunks. Chunks. So 4 plus 7 or 2 plus so he's doing it in different chunks. By the way, the Prophet ﷺ would sometimes pray 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, sometimes 4, 4, sometimes in different chunks. And from this, the Hanbali and Ibn Taymiyyah and others, they say the tahajjud salah, qiyamul layl, taraweeh can be 2 or 4 or whatnot. And of course, the other madhabs, Hanafis, and one that say it must be 2. So, khair, you have the standard ikhtilaf, which is very trivial. Whichever you want to do, that is fine. So, witr, as I said, the technical definition is different than the hadithi definition. And it doesn't matter which definition we use, we just have to clarify. So when I'm going to use it now, I'm going to reference the technical, which is the last 1 or the 3 rak'at. Now, our Prophet ﷺ said, the man came to him, he said, Ya Rasulullah, how do I pray tahajjud? The Prophet ﷺ said, or how is tahajjud? How is salatul layl? The Prophet ﷺ said, mathna, mathna. Pray 2, 2. Then, when you think it's about to be fajr, then pray your witr. Okay, so here is now the technical witr. Pray 2, 2, then fa'awtir. Yani, here I should translate, then make an odd. This is what it means, fa'awtir. He didn't say pray the witr salah. He said make an odd. So an odd is the witr, the 1 or the 3. So the Prophet ﷺ told us, اجعلوا آخر صلاتكم بالليل وترا. Hadith is in Bukhari and Muslim. Make your last salah of the night be salatul witr. Okay? This is sunnah, to make witr the last salah of the night. Jayyid. If we know our schedule for the night, then we make our routine such that we will delay our witr until the very end. And then nothing until the adhan of Fajr. So, those of us who are praying in our masjid, and here we will be doing 8 rak'ah and then 3 rak'ah witr, and then there will be a separate jama'ah for those who want to do more. Suppose you do 8 and 3. And then you know that you're going to go home and pray another hour before Fajr. You should pray the 3 rak'ah with our imam. Then when the imam says salam, you do not say salam. And you stand up and you add an extra to make his 3 your 4. Now you have not prayed witr. Now you are praying 8 plus 4 gives you 12. Then if you want to go home and pray an extra 8 on your own to follow the sunnah of Umar radiallahu anhu, which is totally fine. Or 2 even on your own. Something is better than nothing. Your tahajjud. Now you're going to go to sleep, then you wake up for tahajjud. So you've combined qiyamul layl and some tahajjud. This is the ideal then for you to do. Then you should not pray witr with the imam. Clear? You make his witr your 4 shafa. You don't do witr. Okay, suppose you said, now tonight I have to go to sleep, I have work tomorrow, I can't do it. Then you go to sleep. Then you wake up and you're like, oh, I have half an hour, but I prayed witr, what do I do? Here, the correct position, wallahu ta'ala alam, and this is the vast majority, Ibn Hazm in his Muhalla says, that praying witr at the end of the night is best, and whoever prays witr and then decides to pray salah afterwards, it is permissible and he should not repeat the witr again. And Imam al-Nawawi in his Majmu' says, the famous book of Imam al-Nawawi, the Shafi'i book of fiqh, he says, whoever prays the witr, then he decides to pray nafilah. So he should not pray the witr and know he's praying nafilah, right? That goes against the hadith. Whoever prays the witr, then he decides to pray the nafilah later on in the night, jaza bila karaha. It is allowed without any karaha, because that was not his niyyah. What would be makruh is you intentionally make the witr in the middle of the night. That's not good. But if it so happened that you prayed the witr, then you woke up later on without intending, do not let shaitan come to you and say, oh, because I prayed witr, I shouldn't pray any extra. No. Imam al-Nawawi, Ibn Hazm, without any karaha, you should pray extra nafil, but do not repeat the witr. Allah knows that you changed your intention. It wasn't done intention. It's not a big deal. Allah knows when you did that. And this should be your default. If you ask me, if you have the niyyah to sleep until suhoor, you're not going to pray tahajjud, then khalas, pray the witr with us. No problem. Then, if it so happens that a particular day you wake up earlier, alhamdulillah, you pray extra, but don't repeat the witr. Because only one witr per night. That's what the vast majority position. There is a dissenting position, which I don't agree with at all, and it doesn't have any major basis, which is they say, you wake up, you should pray 1 rak'ah, so that you pray 2 witrs. So that makes a shafa'. Then you pray your nafil, then you pray another witr. And to me, that doesn't make any sense. Plus, I just quoted you great scholars, that's not the case.